Okay, so today, episode 4 of the Undertaker's Last Ride docu-series has been released on the WWE Network, and my god, let's talk about it. It's another surreal episode, which is a recurring theme, recurring word for this series. So let's talk about number 4 today, but also today's Sunday, so it's pay-per-view Sunday, by the way. Backlash today, with the greatest wrestling match ever. I feel privileged that I'm alive to see it, so I'll talk about that later on in the week, whether it be tomorrow or Tuesday or whatever. I'll talk about that. But also, Sunday's our new podcast day. New episode of my wrestling podcast, The Wrestling Connection, is available now. Episode 9 this week. We talk about some more favourite pay-per-views, some WWE CDs from back in the day, and also the importance of crowd reactions, being good, fans, having a good crowd at a wrestling show, how important that is. So if you're looking for some time to kill between now and Backlash, or now and whenever you're going to do something, or if you're looking for a new podcast to listen to, maybe give that a go. The Wrestling Connection on all your favourite podcasting outlets. Now, Undertaker Part 4, The Last Ride Part 4. I think this is my favourite one yet, and I said that last time, talking about the end of an era episode. That's a lot of E's. But I think this is my favourite one. What's this one called? The Battle Within. And I guess it's maybe because it's not been on a couple of weeks. Maybe, it's the novelty and worn away a little bit. I was maybe just getting used to the fact that Undertaker was being so open and we were seeing all this backstage footage. Could we see all this backstage footage on 24 and 365 and Chronicle and all that stuff? But never with The Undertaker, never really to this degree, really, where you're seeing the process of putting together a match and putting together the angle and making these sort of one-off appearances and that sort of thing, going to Saudi Arabia. This one was wild. I don't understand how it can get any more surreal than it already has, but it was today. I just want to say this before I forget about it. One of my favourite moments of this whole series so far was the ending of this episode, and basically, he's come off this Extreme Rules match, this tag match, Extreme Rules 2019, which I love and I have loved since it aired about a year ago. And not many people talk about it, but I think it was great. It was a great tag match, perfect opener for a pay-per-view. It made, Taker look good, but also focused on the new guys like Roman and Drew, and just great tag match. But it showed that Taker really liked it as well. So he has this great show, and then he says it almost felt too good. He has this great show, and then he comes backstage and he starts to say to Vince, I don't know how many more I've got in me. That was maybe, the best I'm going to do. It went really, really well. Maybe that should be it. I think I'm done. My body's not holding up anymore. And then it cuts to him in the locker room and he's like, maybe I've got one or two more in me. I don't know. I feel really good. And then it cuts to him and AJ walking down the corridor talking. And then he'd take a look to the camera and he's like, give us a minute. And it cuts off like it was like something of a movie. What an ending. So well done. And actually they've been really good with the foreshadowing, because a couple of episodes ago, I think it was episode 2, he's watching the Royal Rumble and he's talking about AJ and he's like, here's someone I would have loved to have worked with, but I just missed. They left that bit in, really good foreshadowing going up to the final episode. And it's like these episodes are like his career. Like, I don't want them to end, and I say that obviously out of, love and admiration for The Undertaker, being my favourite wrestler of all time. I don't want his career to end. I don't want to see him in these horrible situations like the DX match and the Goldberg match. But there's nothing quite like seeing Undertaker doing well. You know what I mean? Like, you feel happy for him and you feel like you get that nostalgia kick with it. Like that Extreme Rules match, or that Extreme Rules tag match anyway. This episode kicked off with some really fun footage with Undertaker back in the day when he was just developing the character. And it showed some behind the scenes footage and some outtakes of some of the promos. Just mental when you think about it, because a lot of that footage has never been seen. Think about all the time that's been passed and all the footage that has been seen, all the DVDs that have come out. We've never seen this footage. It was I think the first or second episode where they were rehearsing the WrestleMania 9 entrance when Taker comes out with that kind of black bird thing. Just crazy to see the behind the scenes of that, not seeing it in its full thing, and seeing Taker in just normal clothes doing that entrance is just weird. And that's another point as well, seeing Taker walking around in street clothes and stuff when he was still in the gimmick and he was still in his prime and that sort of thing. What he said, they always wear black, and he'd always wear black sunglasses and that sort of thing. It's just funny to see it. You see these footage of all these clips of people getting off the bus like Mick Foley and Bruce Pritchard and that, and there's just Taker walking around. It just would have been weird. So that was really good. A lot of stuff with Vince in this one, which was hilarious. And a lot of stuff, do you know what, actually? There was a bit where Taker's waiting to go and meet with Vince. It's like he's waiting to get a meeting with him, and Vince is obviously busy having a meeting for the show or whatever. And you kind of see it in the room, Pritchard's kind of laughing in there, and Shane's there, a few of the agents are there. and it looks relatively calm. You know what I mean? All things considered, because usually you hear about these Raw production meetings and that sort of thing. They're always hectic, and things are getting changed left, right, and centre. You know, it didn't seem like that really. You know, maybe it was just the way it looked, the way it shot, but it looked as if like everything was going swimmingly. Maybe that was a good week. You know, it was kind of when Seth was the champion, and you know he was teaming with Becky and that sort of stuff. That creative wasn't very good, but they looked as if they had their heads screwed on straight anyway. And Vince and Shane can have a cool wee bit. It's almost as if like Shane was having to go ask permission to get something done elsewhere. Then he's reporting back to Vince, and Vince is like, "Oh, good," as if he's trying to. It was just strange, and again another aspect of behind the scenes that we haven't seen much of. And the highlight of probably the whole episode is Taker, you know, being there backstage at WrestleMania. And I thought he was very playful and a lot more friendly in this episode, because he was just there as a fan with his wife and his daughter, going through Access, which was bonkers seeing him do Access. Then he's backstage at WrestleMania without anything to do, talking to like Batista and Triple H and that. And then he says he gets a phone call from Vince saying that, can you do something on Raw? But he didn't bring his gear. Now, there's always this, you hear about this unwritten rule, right? I know about it because I've just seen all these documentaries and interviews and stuff. But the unwritten rule is, even if you've not got a match or anything, you always bring your gear, just in case, you know, you never know what's going to happen. But of course, Taker has never been in that situation where there's just in case. He's either booked well ahead of time, he's either full-time, or he's doing WrestleMania. He's always known, it's never been like, oh, just in case for him. So he just didn't bring his stuff. Didn't bring his bag. Didn't bring his gear. So he's like, alright, I guess I'll go home and get it. Flies home, picks up his suitcase, and then flies back. Oh, it was so funny. Then he meets with Vince, and Vince says, you know, a true pro would bring his gear. And Taker goes, a true pro would have booked me in the first place. It's just like, there's Vince and Taker just having banter, like, back and forth. It was really strange. But again, it made him seem so, you know, it's humanised him so much. And since the Austin interview, the Broken Skull Sessions, he's been that kind of playful guy now, Taker. He's kind of let his guard down. And he's done all these interviews with like Peter Rosenberg and Kayla Braxton and Ariel Helwani and people like that. And he's doing these big reporters, you know. He's next to with Joe Rogan's podcast, that'd be mental. He's doing all these like individual interviews and stuff out of character for the first time, and they're all asking him that question. Like, how is it now that you're out of character? And how is it? And he's still saying it's a bit awkward, it's a bit weird and stuff, but watching these clips is making it less awkward and less weird for us, because we're seeing him like that, you know? And seeing him just like hanging about backstage with his like feet up in the desk and stuff, it's just like, it's crazy. I'm just not used to it yet, and that's why this was my favourite episode. It was, you got to really see the man even more when he was feeling really vulnerable about getting surgery in episode 2. That was a situation where everybody would feel vulnerable and everybody would worry about getting a hip replacement or whatever. Whereas this is like, only Taker can be like this because it's backstage at WWE, and Taker has that reputation. You never see that side of him, you know, so that's what was so interesting about this episode. Obviously the stuff with Goldberg was interesting, I knew that was coming, with like the bad performance and that sort of thing, but yeah, there wasn't much. Oh, that was the other one, talking about StarCast being pulled out of StarCast. Didn't see that coming, didn't think they'd talk about that. Didn't think they'd talk about the fact that he just wasn't able to do it. And of course, Inside the Ropes was another one. I had my tickets. I was going to see Taker. I was so excited. And then the whole tour, I think, got cancelled, which was a shame. But the StarCast one was the one that was the big news. You know, he was doing an affiliation with AEW convention, and everyone, he even said that in the thing. Like, people were thinking he was going to jump and go to AEW. Don't be daft. You know what I mean? So that was funny. But all in all, a great episode. The StarCast stuff was bonkers. The Vince Patter stuff was bonkers. Doing the stuff with Goldberg, of course, and that ending with AJ was so beautiful. Like, it was like something out of an actual Netflix series or something, or a Netflix documentary with a foreshadowing something that's coming later. So good. So this was my favourite episode yet. I can't wait for next week. And again, it's like, as I say, it's like his career. I don't want it to end. We're learning so much about him. If only they were filming years ago, you know. Think of the footage we would have had. But yeah, crazy, man. I can't wait to see next week. I'm assuming the main crux of next week will be all about the behind the scenes of shooting the Boneyard match, because these other ones, they've had their main points, but it's been like the lead up to it and stuff. You know, there'll probably just be lots of behind the scenes stuff of on set of the Boneyard match. And then what is it going to be afterwards? Is he going to announce that he's had his last match? I don't think so, because in these interviews I was talking about, people have asked him about the character, the American Badass character, and his answer was like, anytime I do something in the future, it's going to be in that character. So that makes me think he's going to do something else. It could just be segments and stuff, but I'd like to think he's got like a last match at a WrestleMania or something, or SummerSlam, in front of a crowd. But that being said, his last one in front of a crowd was the Extreme Rules tag match. Really good. His last match was the Boneyard match, and it was so well received. It was the main event of WrestleMania. It was with AJ. He looked amazing. You know, he drove off with the pyro and stuff. That's a perfect ending, you know. But again, it might want to be in front of a crowd. I don't know. But yeah, huge thumbs up. Another amazing episode. Not that I doubted anything else, but it is surreal. Like, I'm getting myself ready to watch these episodes and rewinding every 2 minutes to see the last clip again. So, and seeing him interact with everybody was really nice. Like, seeing him, there was a really nice moment with Bret Hart, and Bret was like, I'd love to catch up. And there was a bit where his daughter was talking to Mark Henry and the New Day, and it was just really sweet. Like, these moments are really nice. So I love it. Oh, there was a great moment with Charlotte. Charlotte gave him a big hug. A bit where Flair comes out of nowhere and just starts talking nonsense. Flair's just like talking absolute, like, you couldn't even work out what he said. That was really funny. Great episode, man. My favourite one yet. But anyway, thanks for watching this. New episode of The Wrestling Connection is out now. Please check it out and enjoy Backlash tonight. And if you've seen this already, if you've seen Backlash already, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel lucky enough that you've seen the greatest match ever. Until next time, thanks very much. I'll see you all then.